You're running a business that makes good money, but you're personally stuck inside every process, which means that you're not going to scale. I've helped business owners automate stuff which they thought that only a human could do, and they couldn't be more wrong. By the end of this video, you will have a repeatable process to take any bottleneck in your business, map it out, and turn it into an AI workflow that works without you step by step. So let me show you how you can do this right inside of Claude. I'm using Claude because I find that it gives me the best results for trying to automate things in my business. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to describe your business and the task in plain English or any language that you're using for that matter. So I run a type of business and there's a task I do repeatedly that I want to automate. And here's the task. So let me show you an example of what that would look like. So I've answered all these questions and I'll explain to you what this looks like in this context. Essentially, I keep tabs on the most important Facebook groups and school communities within my industry, and I try and extract every day the most important information that is being discussed in those groups, but it's manual process and takes up a lot of my time. So here's the steps that I follow. Step 1, 2, and 3. The inputs are usually this, basically me browsing Facebook groups. The output is this, and the tools I currently use are these. I'm going to add the school community details here as well. So I've answered all these questions and now I'm going to ask it which parts of this can be fully automated, which parts need a human in the loop and why, and what's the ideal automated version of this workflow that looks like end to end, because this is typically that I spend about half an hour a day every morning just to gather new information from what's being discussed by people out there. And that gives me a lot of useful insights about what's new, what's trending, what are their pain points and all of these details. And what I'm trying to now see is parts of this that I can automate. So let's look at this together. What can be automated? Content extraction analysis could be automated, Notion writing could be automated, and scheduling could be automated. So the pipeline could run daily at a set time, no manual trigger needed. Where you need human in the loop is the login authentication step. So basically, they can't access Facebook groups, for example, they can't access school communities via APIs. So we need to have a browser running, understandably so. And curation of which group matters. So initially, I'm only going to give them 1 or 2 groups as a test to do just that. So the ideal workflow looks like this. Option A is semi-automated, which is lowest risk. Option B is browser extension, which is medium complexity. And option C is RSS or notification layer, which is what's giving. So in this case, you spend 10 minutes copying raw post content into a Claude-powered tool. I don't want to do that. Step 2 is a custom browser Chrome extension that sits inside Facebook and school while you're logged in, scrapes the visible posts on demand with one click and sends them to a backend for AI processing. Sounds kind of good. Then option C is RSS or notification layer for school specifically, which is fine, but it doesn't really solve Facebook problem for me. And it's telling me now that option B is this sweet spot. Now, this is music to my ears because what I want to do as much as possible is click a button and have AI run everything for me so that instead of me having to read everything and digest everything within context, it gives me a report every single day that is ready for me when I log in, or even if I just log in and let the browser running, it's ready for me in a few minutes and I don't have to read every single thing. So now I want to scope this out. And here's what I'm going to do next. So then I'm going to copy and paste this prompt. Now I want you to turn this into a step-by-step build plan I can actually execute for each automated step. Tell me what tool or method handles it, what's the input and output of that step, any decisions or logic that need to happen at that step. Format this as a numbered workflow I can hand to a developer or use to build it myself in Claude Code, which is actually what I'm going to do because I love building stuff myself. Also flag any steps where the automation could break and what the fallback could be. So what you're doing with this is you're creating a really good plan. And again, this is the part that most people rush. By the way, I put a completely free AI training below that breaks this down layer by layer. But for now, let me show you what happens once we have a plan mapped out. Okay, so let's check this out. The plan is now complete and it has built the entire thing from start to finish for me. So there's a human component basically, and where you log into Facebook or school, you navigate to the groups you want to monitor, extract post content and comments from the page, send content to Claude, format and write. I mean, it's missing a few things. Like I wanted to basically have the daily, the day by day thing, so it doesn't go beyond 1 day if I'm running it daily. But this is perfectly fine. And honestly, this looks pretty good to me. So this is step number 2. And in step number 3, I'm going to download this and I'm going to kick off the entire thing using Claude Code. Now, this is a simple extension, so we don't need to build on the web. In fact, it's actually quite easy to do. Let me show you how exactly I'm approaching it. Now, before I started recording this video, I actually started building out this entire thing so you can see exactly what I had in mind, what I was building there. I built this out And then I asked it to use OpenRouter key instead of Claude, just being specific about a certain things, which again saved me a lot of money. We discussed this inside our community as well. And just to show you this, I've been asking it for changes and updates. And all this is very, very simple to execute within Claude Code. Again, something we discuss inside our AI revenue engine community. But let me go ahead and show you what the outcome of this looks like. Okay, so now this extension is ready and I will show you a quick implementation of this. So let's say if I find a post like this one, which has a lot of comments. So I'm going to open this up, and when I open this post up, you can see there's a lot of comments there, and I want to create my AI analysis on basically what's happening. So I can go ahead here and I can capture this page, and what it does is one by one it opens up all the comments on this post and it's able to capture everything. Now once it's captured everything, I'll bring you back to show you what's inside. So the content is ready. I can of course download the file, but what I'm also going to do is I'm going to analyze this with AI. So it uses again the Claude API. You could use OpenAI, anything else for that matter, and it gives me an analysis out of this. And I'm going to copy and paste this analysis into a Google document and show you what that looks like. So there you can see this person is a first person success story shared in the Business Entrepreneurship Facebook group. The author describes using Claude Code to build and deploy fully compliant one-page website in 2 minutes. And then key themes are these: notable comments, nothing really found at this point, and action items are these. So all this is really good. And of course I can expand upon this, improve upon this, and this gives me an entire workflow that would otherwise take me a lot of time to do. And again, it didn't take me a lot of time to actually build this out in Claude Code. So after this video, I hope you can build out those AI workflows, but chances are you're still paying people a lot of money for things that AI could actually handle for you. The gap is knowing which roles can actually be replaced by AI without everything falling apart, but that is a different conversation. This next video shows you how one AI system removed 3 employees in my business and exactly how I set it up so you can do the same.